Good evening, Museum School 25 learning community. It gives me terrific pleasure to welcome you to our very first virtual open house this evening. It has been a hard 6 months where we have felt out of touch and disconnected, even though assignments were being posted online. I believe the return to school September 1st showed a new face of learning with the synchronous learning, with students being able to see their teacher and connect better with their teacher and engage in more interesting activities because they were in touch as if they were in the classroom. Monday, October 5th, begins our hybrid instructional model. And with that, I'd like to walk you through our reopening plan, which was formulated with a group of teachers so that we align to the district overall policy. I'm going to share my screen with you, and you can find this document on the website as well as embedded in this video that I'm providing you. But let's take a look at what is happening here. Okay, so in August we came together to formulate a plan that would ensure the safety of students with their return to the building. With me was our new assistant principal, Ms. Turner-Nash, and a small cadre of teacher leaders who are very invested in this school. To describe the three types of instructional models, we have in-person instruction would take place all days with social distancing in place. This will be happening 4 days a week for our students with IEPs in this building. It varies from building to building, but they are labeled Group C because they are attending 4 days a week. Hybrid instruction, like I said, begins on October 5th. Student groups are divided in half each classroom, and they will be considered Group A or B. A will attend school on Mondays and Tuesdays, and B will attend school on Thursdays and Fridays. There will be a remote day for both groups on Wednesday. That's a half day, where teachers can work with students to catch up on anything that might have been a problem, and they'll be looking at their formative assessments to help see where students need that support. Online remote learning, which is Group D, is an option for parents, and about a third of you have opted for that, where your children will be home every day of the week. They will be able to tap into the classroom with the students who are there, as it has been happening for the last 4 weeks of school. But that is going to look a little bit different now that other children are in the classroom, and the teacher's attention will be a little bit different. But make no mistake, they will receive their instructional program. Health and safety is what really drives this document. There are several pieces that are district-wide mandates, the first of which is a COVID questionnaire. It is accessible on the district website. It is required for any adult or child that enters a Yonkers public school building each and every day that they attend. So for instance, I fill out a questionnaire before I walk in this building, either from my car in front of my house or from my car when I pull into the parking lot here. It covers questions that look at COVID symptoms, COVID exposures, traveling, and such. As you read through it, you'll see what sense it makes, and it's pretty much standard questionnaire that I see utilized as I visit other places of business. The questions are pretty much the same that we're asking. Please have it completed before your child boards the bus or before they walk through the doors of this building when you're dropping them off, whatever your child's mode of transportation is. Temperature scans will be done on every person also who walks through the building doors. We've been doing those daily since August as well. Face coverings are worn every day by all individuals in the building at all times. I'm not wearing one right now because I'm alone in my office filming this movie, and I wanted to make sure that you heard every word I said with clarity. We understand that face masks can be a distraction. Face masks can be a burden, especially for younger children. Please know that we will be taking students outside for a face mask break where they can socially distance and take some time off from the face mask. Any child or adult that presents COVID or cold symptoms even will be seen by the nurse or the new Montefiore clinic that is opening in our building. We're very happy to be partnered with Montefiore as they offer us medical, dental, optical, and socio-emotional supports. In order to participate, however, you must sign up to be enrolled in the program. You will be receiving that information shortly so that all of these services will be accessible to your child. But they are coming at a very convenient time with the COVID concerns as another healthcare provider. Arrival. The district school buses will be arriving on a staggered basis. We cannot afford entry into the building to any student before 8:30 in the morning. There is no sit-down breakfast program because we need to make sure the areas are clear, and I really can't house that many students if we're going to socially distance them. The cafeteria will hold no more than 30 students, spread 6 feet apart and occupying every table. So rather than serve some on a first come, first served basis, we decided that everything would be a grab and go breakfast, where students would come in, pick up their breakfast, and then proceed to class and eat it there. Dismissal will follow our traditional procedures. If you used to pick up your child at school in prior years, we had doors designated for certain grade levels, and those will continue. So pre-K and K will be called down separately at times to dismiss at the front door at the main entrance. Grades 4 and 5 will dismiss at the doors nearest the driveway by the cafeteria, again on a staggered basis. Grades 1, 2, and 3 will stagger a dismissal through the parking lot. So again, all grade levels will not be showing up at that door at the same time so that we can distance the students. I'm going to ask parents of walkers that they model good social distancing at pickup times and not crowd each other. We all need to be safe together, and that means to follow the social distancing mandates. The facilities are treated with special disinfectants that address COVID. The buildings is sprayed throughout the day. So handles, rails, things that are commonly touched are disinfected several times throughout the day. The classrooms circulators are all checked and working so that air could be circulated through the classroom. Even with the windows open, there are blowers in the classroom, and the HEPA filters were all updated. We have decommissioned all the water fountains. Students will not be able to drink water from any fountain, but they will be able to fill bottles of water that they bring from home. They can refill them at those types of fountains. We spread out and elongated the lunch shift by a half hour so I could put more students in there, but at a more spread out pace. So if you could take a look at the lunch schedule there. One thing about lunch, only half the students present will be eating lunch in the cafeteria. The other half will be in their classroom. On the following day, the students who ate lunch in their classroom will be in the cafeteria, and those that were in the cafeteria the prior day will be eating in their classroom, just to be equitable. The bathrooms are an issue because that's one area where adults do not follow children. Children only enter the bathrooms and are pretty much left to the honor system. However, that doesn't work for me in a time of COVID. So what we've done is come up with a plan that teachers will bring their students as a group to the bathroom. They will only let one student in at a time. Teachers will have windows where only that classroom will send a child to the bathroom. And again, a teacher can only release one child to the bathroom at a time, knowing that no other teacher is utilizing the same window of time. They'll be assigned their own time. In the event that a child needs to use a bathroom outside of these provided times, the child is directed to go to the nurse's office where they could access a bathroom safely. Social distancing is being practiced throughout the buildings. We've had our own buildings and grounds facilities marcate where students can stand in the hallway, provide us with arrows for directions so that people aren't mixing up, walking in one direction or the other. They're separated and they have to stay kind of like a traffic lane on one wall, right side to the right side. And again, teachers and classroom aides are going to be directing student movement through the building. I am encouraging teachers to take students outside during, this fair weather at this time of the year, just so that they have as much air possible, whenever possible, in their teaching schedule. The grab-and-go breakfasts are available to every child for free. They're going to take their bags, like I said, and go on to the classroom and enjoy their breakfasts there. Lunch, again, I described to you in greater detail a moment ago. One thing I do need to mention, we will not be hosting any fundraisers of any sort that include food. So snacks, popcorn, cakes. Please don't let your child ask you for snack money, because there is no snack sales going on here. And unfortunately, birthday parties where folks are bringing in food from their homes, again, is a possible contamination. Somebody could have the germ at home, not know it because they're asymptomatic, and then bring it in food. So again, to safeguard everyone, I am sorry to inform you, we will not be allowing birthday parties in the classrooms until we know that we can do that safely. Transportation, we'll be collecting the COVID-19 forms on paper from your students at pickup. I would prefer that you send the electronic version from your phone by visiting the school webpage. It makes a lot less paper. It reduces the amount of touching that people have to do and sharing of documents. Students are going to be distanced on the bus because, again, the class sizes are reduced. It's only about half of the students who are attending, and even a little bit less than that, because we do have about 30% of our parents opted to have full remote instruction. So once we take full remote at 30%, we're left with 70% of our students attending. So roughly only 35% of our students will be in school on A or B days. We really need to attend to social and emotional well-being. COVID-19 is a trauma. In many cases, we talk about how our lives have changed, and it really hits hard on adults. But to be a child in this era, to me, is truly can be a tragic thing based on what their experiences at home have been like. The amount of loss, the amount of isolation. So please know that our PPS team is here. They are going to be working with children who are either in school for hybrid or home for remote. We could have online sessions, but if your child is suffering in any way, shape, or form because of COVID or any other issue, please let us know and access us. Not only do we have our own YPS staff here in the building, but we have Andra still as a partner, and we have Montefiore as a partner. And if you're enrolled in those programs, which will either access your insurance or provide the service, they're never going to deny service, the Montefiore team. So no payment. is necessary if you have the insurance in place and the enrollment form filled out. Museum 25 is going to continue using our findings and the body of literature that it continues to develop with the growth of what our practices are like, best practices are like in school to facilitate learning and emotional wellness. Teaching and learning, you know, a lot of what we do in our school as far as teaching and learning, I'm proud of the progress our teachers and our students have made in the past few years. There is measurable growth amongst our students and across time. Without any state assessments last spring, we are without the data points that we'd normally be starting from, but please know that there are other data points that we will be using to form relevant instruction to meet students where they are, because that is the initiative of this school and the strategies that we use to make sure that we get a student from where they are to where they need to be with regard to grade level standards. It is individualized. It does pay attention to the differences amongst students, and our teachers are ready to use whatever strategies, whatever data points they're going to formulate. The students actually took their benchmark test the other day online, as well as data made for the math. So that information will be used not to score a child, but to help us formulate appropriate instruction to move them along and accelerate them where they need to be. Again, a description of the hybrid model. And if you have any questions about attendance or days, please do not hesitate to ask your child's teacher. If there's still confusion, don't hesitate to call the school or email me. My information is all over our school website, which is www.yonkers.publicschools.org/museum25. Technology and connectivity, we've actually distributed all the laptops that are in our school to our students so they could participate in this online learning. Students in hybrid still need to hold on to their laptops because they will be logging on the other 3 days that they're not here physically in school. If there's still a technology issue, please make sure you reach out to me, and I will do everything under our ability to make sure that those needs are filled. Teams, Microsoft Teams, is the new platform that all teachers are using since the first day of school, September 8th, to deliver instruction on. Last spring, we were without resources. It was an emergent situation, and over time we've been able to formulate and take guidance from the district as to what resources would be more appropriate and more successful with working with students in a remote environment. I understand parents enjoy Class Dojo and prefer it, but I am insistent upon keeping our delivery mode, our platform for technology whereby students access their instructional academic activities as Microsoft Teams, so that there isn't that much variability and confusion for parents who are assisting their children. Please feel free to continue to contact your children's teachers on Dojo if you are comfortable and not communicative for your own purposes. But please make sure your child is signing into Teams to report to school and be counted as present in school every day. Teachers are sharing their remote learning units with each other. They're becoming more creative, and they're becoming very good at what they do, much better than me, because I still struggle with these pieces because I'm not teaching students on a regular basis. But I do communicate with my faculty through Teams. We don't meet together. We are striving very hard to remain healthy so that we are able to welcome students back into our building. And honestly, I really cannot wait to see the faces on our students as they arrive on Monday. It will be very exciting. The teachers are going to invite you through Teams in the next session to give you a tour of their classroom, explain the expectations for students and the learning standards and what your child needs to achieve, what their grading policies are, all the things we would cover in a normal open house. It'll be a live session, so you will be able to ask questions. I'm going to ask that you keep it in the general sense. If you have a particular question about your child, that open forum is not a place to pose that question. You're more than welcome to email the teacher or call the school. They'll gladly call you back if they're teaching at the time and have a private conversation with you. I just want to remind parents that when we're in remote learning mode or even hybrid mode and there's students in the classroom that are online, please remember that the children's background is visible. So anything that's going on in your home is visible to the rest of the class. So please always be cognizant of that. I hate to see embarrassing moments. Parents who are there to assist their children are welcome to do so, and to supervise their children are welcome to do so and encouraged to do so. Parents, please refrain from entering the class discussion as if you were a student. I've had several situations already with parents responding for kids or, taking the topic in another direction. That's at the teacher's discretion. And if you have an issue with the teacher or anything that's said or that you witnessed to, please, I want you to address them, but not at that time. You need to contact them through either the email or the telephone call, as I just suggested. Those classrooms that are online and will continue to be online and hybrid, and for those students who are fully remote, are as if they were here in the building. I would not allow parents to walk through the building and stick their heads in classrooms to talk to the teacher while he or she is in the middle of delivering a lesson, and it can't happen online. So just to follow the decorum and the etiquette that we're setting forth here. Any issues, please just contact me. I wish you a happy and successful session with your teachers. Please give me your feedback. I look forward to seeing you all soon. Parent meetings, please call for an appointment. I am trying to schedule them either before or after instructional hours. I do not want to bring parents into the building while children are here. But I'm always here to speak to you if you just call. Have a great evening. Thank you.